Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the House of Commons. I am LD Demola, and to my left,
Ike Onoha.
Awesome.
And Yosuji.
Pascal Absuma, House of Commons.
House of Commons?
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Okay.
Did you just spill tea on me?
Okay. This is tea we're drinking.
Alright.
Okay,
Let's do that.
today's episode, the modern day woman versus the old school woman. Have women gone too far? Have they come too far? Is there such a thing as overly advanced women? Like, you see what I'm saying? You know, so the assumption...
What do you mean by overly advanced? Can you please elaborate?
The generalization is the modern day woman is independent.
So you're talking about the modern day women versus our moms.
Our moms.
Okay.
The old school stay-home mother, you know, take care of the children, be the support of the husband.
Sorry.
Ladies, compared to the modern, independent, don't necessarily need a man.
Compared to the modern Twitter, Facebook thing.
That's a whole other level.
That's you just raised the bar.
I'm coming. You kind of just shot up there, like really fast.
Sorry.
The modern woman, you know, independent, does not need a man. They're self-sufficient. You know, women's rights has advanced quite a distance from where it comes from.
What?
You know, so
Can I start?
yes.
Everything you just said. The part that just got to me was that self-sufficient don't need a man. That's where they went too far, right there. You know, well, because I think, look, old school versus new school. There are some things I like from the old school that I will keep even till today. There are some things I don't like about the new school that I would want to eradicate. You know, the fact that most women these days work and bring in more money or equivalent as the guy, that doesn't give them a right to talk down on anybody. Okay, so I guess that's just how I want to start. So I'll let you guys will dive.
Well, I mean, just to start off, a lot of it depends on value system, moral values, not moral values, but how that young lady was raised and how she views life. Because there's some women that you'll meet that doesn't matter how much money you make. You can make 2 pennies a month, and you know you won't feel, depending on the girl, you won't feel like you're poor. Now, in my personal opinion, and I know I'm going to get attacked for this, but I don't care. 85 to 95% of the women that are out there, if you make even $1 less, you're going to know that you make $1 less in that household. I don't care what you're talking about. So, yes, times have changed now. Women now are becoming more educated. They also have more of a voice. I'll explain. You look at social media. Before we started filming, Pascal mentioned, we talked about Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and all these things. There's more of a voice for women of color, especially. If you look statistically, they're the most active on social media. Women of color. So there's more of a voice now. They're more educated as well. So the focus is not so much about having a family, even though, you know, culturally for us as Nigerians, that's the focus is getting educated, but also the focus is getting married and settling down. So you have to have that going on. But the focus is more so pressed upon getting the education and being a career woman, which is great, but that ends up being the focus. Now, the society that we live in still has expectations for men, you know, and that's where my problem comes in. I think the issue really is society expects men to be a provider. I don't care what anybody says. Whether if a guy is a stay-at-home dad and he's a homemaker, he's looked down upon, even though he's playing his role and he's doing what he's supposed to do, he's handling his business, and it's a lot of work. It's not easy either. But a woman does that, it's okay, because the way society is now. If a woman is the one that's the breadwinner and she's making all of the money in this society, and the man is not as educated or doesn't have enough money, as much money as a woman is making, he's looked down upon. Is this the way the society works? Is this the way things work? I'm not saying it's right, but that's just the way it is. Now, I think the problem is having a good understanding about what you're walking into when you're dealing with some of these women who are educated and who are career women, because now in the last, I'm not just talking bull, nonsense. I don't want to cut, but I've taken women's studies classes, I've taken sociology classes. I'm not just talking out of my head. I know that within the last maybe like 10 or 15
class.
I took a women's sociology class.
I did too. Interesting class.
Yeah, so I'm not just talking on my ass. I know what I'm saying. I know that in the last. I know that. Gotta put that out. But
Go ahead.
I know that in the last maybe 10 to 15 years, the focus has changed from trying to run a household to trying to get a master's degree, trying to get a doctorate degree, and that's great. But when a society that's been when you were raised in a society, and that's kind of what we're going through. We're in between a generation of people who watch their mothers take care of the house, and that's what I saw. Even though my mom is kind of in between too, she still makes it a priority to take care of the house, and I think that a lot of people, because when you meet a lot of these women, they're like, I don't do this, I don't do that, and that's, just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I have to do this.
Okay.
So. I'm sorry. I've gone long.
Yes. My own take on this. In simple, short English, what we're doing is old school women versus new school women. For me, the real woman is that woman that encompasses. If there's any grammar like that.
Encompasses, yeah, that's correct. Huh?
The old school and new school. Because there are some girls out here, some women out here, they're very educated, they're very beautiful, they're on Twitter, they're on Tinder, they're on Facebook, that when they come to your place or they come to you, you still see that old school training inside them. Those are the real women.
Can you define old school training, please?
Old school, okay. Old school for me means a woman that knows how to take care of, handle business without throwing it to your face.
Okay, and just to piggyback off what you said, that is also in a scenario where we, the guys, are also compassing, or we are putting together the old school gentleman and the new school understanding of women have their exactly right. So that's
what I'm.
When they come with that, we also come with that. Okay.
Yes.
So
yes, that's a real woman for me.
Okay.
So, but talking about statistics, you can see that the new school women, they have gone nuclear. They have gone nuclear because now there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's that's what are your favorite.
Him, Tinder, it's his.
Find me on Tinder. So this is what want to put me out. Find me on Tinder.
So they don't believe that they have to take any bullshit from anybody because they can go back to they found you on Facebook or they found you on Twitter. If you don't want to listen to what they want to say, you can go ahead. They make their own money anyway. They don't need you. They'll go back on Facebook and find another guy. You see, so that's the new school. Those are the ones that these new school women that I can get with their program.
Wow. Yeah. My perspective, what you both said makes a lot of sense. We come from and then we learn and then we become. So we as gentlemen, we come from an era where it's you go out to work, she stays at home and she raises the kid. But we've grown to understand that a woman can also get an education and become self-sufficient, but still understand the need of a union, right? So a woman needs a man needs a woman. We support each other and things of that sort. I was raised in a household where my grandmother cooked out of love. That was how she showed us that she loved us. In the United States of America, if you say a woman, from my perspective, because I saw my grandmother cook out of love, that's what I expect. If I say that, I am demeaning towards the expectation of wanting my girl to cook.
Don't be offended. I've had a woman before asked me, when I was asking her, do you know how to cook? You know what she asked me? Are you looking for a cook?
Oh wow, that's interesting, right?
Yeah,
but here's one thing I'm gonna say.
Are you looking for a cook?
Yeah, the topic is, have women gone too far, right? Are they too free? Is this single ladies, independent women?
Have they turned the freedom to free liberty?
Okay, yeah. Do I think that is the case? I think from my perspective, I think it's kind of open season. Did you have something to say?
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, in the words of Chris Rock, women are never satisfied. You know, that's my view even today, that if a guy works too much, a woman will complain.
Yeah.
If a guy works too little, a woman will complain. So it's like if you bring too much money home, you know, because you have to be out there working, she'll still not be happy. If you bring less money, oh motherfucker, why can't you go out and work and give me, buy me XYZ? If I go and buy you Mercedes, Rolls Royce or whatever, you'll still not be happy. So I think, you know, there's something you said. Being grounded is the key. It doesn't matter who makes more. You know, you said something else that's also very, very, I mean, I kind of, I want to touch on that. It's not how much money that matters. It's not how much, who's working more, who's working less. The thing is that just be appreciative of who you have.
Yeah.
Be appreciative, one, and respectful. See, like most times, women stand up to you toe to toe and back in your face like.
Now,
look,
okay. But I haven't talked to them. I haven't said a lot.
Both of them are single though.
Are you really serious?
Go ahead.
Now, okay.
Sorry,
now,
I'm sorry.
So, to piggyback on what you just said about the toe-to-toe exchange of egos, from my perspective, because of how I was raised, if this topic is, have women gone too far, that would be one time that I would say, yes. Because, and it's not that a woman should not be able to, speak her mind. But I think because of the level of independence and the ratio now that there are more women who are financially stable than men, that is so common now where a woman will talk down upon a man.
Right. Right, because look,
from how I was raised.
You know, in boxing, they have weight classes. There's featherweight, lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight. You cannot be looking at the heavyweight and you are featherweight and you can't stand in the same ring even if you're a champion.
Okay, but
in the featherweight. I'm just trying to.
You're going to another topic.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
but I'm gonna tie to our topic. Look, what I'm trying to say is. There should be some level of decor and respect. And look, even if I don't make as much money as you, physically.
Okay, this is like
no. Physically, we are not on the same weight class. So even if you want to approach me and talk to me, don't talk to me like we're in the same weight class. You know, I don't believe in physically. I've never hit any woman or beat any woman up or gone to jail for doing anything. Never in my life. But I'm just saying, use your sense, use your brain. There's some class, and some things you should be very well behaved.
This is my only thing. I feel that I say this with my heart, deep down in my soul. I don't believe. I think feminism in a utopia, in a perfect society can exist, but in this society that we live in today, it cannot exist, and that's my personal opinion.
Okay, but here's the thing, though.
And I'm touching on a subject as far as I just don't believe that it's actually possible. I would love to see a situation where men and women are created equally the same, And I would like to see it happen because I would like to see, I like a woman to expect the same things I would expect from you.
I agree with that. Let me say this.
But it's just not possible.
Let me say this. As we said in another episode, everything is balanced.
Right.
There are the feminist perspectives that are realistic. But then there is the why can't women play football with the men? That is just, come on. There are those who just go way out, with their personal agenda. But I think when you apply common sense, some of the stuff is just like we really don't have to have this discussion because it just is not real. Feminism doesn't play a role in that specific aspect, but a lot of people try to put it in to those situations quite a lot. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well let me say something. I looked at the camera and I said this one. If you look at our moms, our dads, their generation, the divorce rate was not afraid to pay. Now, if you're in business and you're trying something and it's not working, don't you try something else? You try something else to see if it's going to work. So what I'm saying to the new school women, why is it that the divorce rate is high?
Because they don't need us.
Why is it that lesbianism is climbing?
Well, to answer the first question, because then they had to depend on us because we were the ones bringing in the money. Now they don't need us, so they don't have to stay.
Okay. The reason why our moms and our dads would stay together wasn't really only about money.
It was because they didn't really have an exit.
It wasn't really about money. Because let me tell you why. You see, the social media today didn't exist as before, right? So it's easier now for women to replace a man.
But it's been climbing since.
Yeah,
like, without social media, it's been climbing.
but it's easier now for them to replace a man than it was before.
And can I just say another thing? There was an understanding about what your role was as a woman in a household and as a man in a household.
Okay, now that is where we get shot today.
No, but
because it is.
No. But honestly,
that's why it worked.
It worked.
Okay, here's one thing I want to say.
I'm not saying it was right,
but
you know what? It worked.
But if you try to do that,
I don't care how much money you make. The money comes into my pockets. Fast.
We coincided.
Can I say something?
No. It's a good conversation. One second, LD. Well, let's remember the topic we are on, okay? Which is, has it gone too far?
Yeah.
Old school versus new school.
The old school versus new school, has it gone too far? Yes, the new school has gone too far. I will say yes, it's gone too far. Because definitely, there's... no, I forgot my turn.
Yeah, no, I know what you're trying to say. But let me tell you something, on a very serious note, to the new school women. If you want to play safe here, if you want to be happy, if you want to have a good relationship, find a husband easily, try to take a lesson from the old school.
Okay, thank you. And now I remember what I was saying. You were saying something about role, right? You said something about role. One of my exes, she comes from the background that she believes in washing my clothes, which no woman has happily washed my clothes before. You will cook and clean. Even her friends were saying, you are stupid for doing his laundry. But she understood her role and she embraced it. I don't think anybody should define, what's right or wrong.
Exactly.
But you should be happy
Can I say something?
what you do and choose to do and embrace it.
Okay.
Most women are living their life based on what they hear, what they read in magazines,
Exactly.
what their friends.
Exactly.
Yes. Deep down, they want to do those things.
Exactly.
Because if they don't want to do those things, why is it that every woman wants a guy to take them out to a nice dinner, buy them flowers, buy them this? Why?
Hold on.
Can I
open the door?
First and foremost, there are going to be women who comment and say, you just said every, and that's a lie.
Yeah.
But it's a high percentage of
It's
women.
all good. But this is one word that you use in there that I think will really, that just encapsulates everything into one thing: understanding. If you find a woman who understands your value system, what you value. Pascal, we know Pascal very well. If you can't cook, you better exit now.
Don't even start.
Don't even try.
Let me check that one.
Okay, let me just check it. So if you don't, if the understanding is not there for a kid,
okay, now here's the thing. Here's the thing.
So you can want that the house gal. If you want the house gal, that's fine. If you guys understand that. You're gonna be the person who's gonna be doing all the kitchen work, all this, all that, and that's your role. That's fine. Or she's the one that's bringing in the money. All I want you to do, sweetheart, I just want you to stay home and take care, whatever. I'm not tripping. You ain't gotta work. I'll make enough money, and that's fine. As long as you guys have that understanding, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, hold up.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say
if you have the understanding, though.
First of all, let me just slash that one really quick.
Okay, all right, cut it.
Usually. High percentage.
All right.
When the lady makes more money,
okay.
Right? There is something in biology that makes us, there's a natural expectation. There's a natural expectation of us. Maybe it's how I was raised.
Ego.
I'm supposed to be active. I cannot sit down and have my wife go out and work and I'm taking care of the house. That's not how I was raised. That's my value system, right? There's something that you brought up. I don't know if this is in America alone, but when I look at the little community I'm from in Nigeria, Festac Town, right? When you look at the entrepreneurs, it is 80% women, 20% men, and that's just how it naturally happens.
In Festac?
In Festac. The cooks, the women who have their own cooking businesses, the seamstresses, it's women. And there's no campaign of let's point and let everybody know that these women are, it's just how it naturally happens.
You know one thing, those women are still very...
Of course, but I'm getting to something. I'm getting to something. In the United States of America, it feels as if everything has to fit in this specific box.
Yeah.
Right? So as soon as it is a female right approach, it is supposed to fit like this. So if you support what we are saying as women who fight for women's rights, you have to say no to cooking. It's what it seems like, right? I could be wrong.
There's a stigma with cooking. There's a stigma with these things.
Okay, go ahead, Pablo.
No, I mean, just reiterating in a different set of words what I just said. You have to embrace yourself and know who you are and be happy.
Okay,
exactly.
I'm gonna give you an example. Right?
Okay.
I'm gonna say plain. You know how you're dating two women?
Who's dating?
You're saying if you're dating two
like
women,
you.
No, I'm not dating. I'm not dating two women.
No, you're 16.
Why can't you guys?
I'm just giving
you. Allow me to make my point.
Go.
No, it's a one woman, one guy. Right?
If you're dating two women,
Okay.
and one of them decides to be new school, and one of them decides to be new school and old school combined, who's gonna win?
The new school and old school.
The combined one.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my
balance.
That's your
okay. But let me say this. Let me say something. Let me say something. I read a statistic, right? I read a statistic and I saw a meme. It was supposed to be a joke, but it was very deep. We're all black men on this set. It said the set of people that feminism has affected the most is our sisters.
Wow.
African women. You know why? Because it did.
I believe you 110%.
You know why?
100.
Because
like 110%.
Because it said
shake me.
No.
Since I met you, today is the first day you said something that really.
He's actually lying because if you follow me on Twitter, you will find out. No, but it said the set of people that feminism has affected the most is our sisters because they've placed this box of all my single ladies, and it has become, some kind of
national anthem.
It's become like we don't need men. Now, to their defense,
the Americans preached it, but they practice.
Exactly. But here's the thing: in their defense, this is not to fault them at all because in the same society, our African American brothers have been restrained from. For the most part, the system that has been set up to kind of restrain our brothers from reaching their full potential.
From being kings and warriors, which we're supposed to be.
Our sisters have had to go 110 miles ahead, right? But the statistics showed, yes, they're independent, yes, they're self-sufficient, but when it gets cold, they're the ones that are the loneliest.
Right.
Because we're not there. Correct. And it's nothing against them. It's just really shows.
And they're the ones that complain the most when you go outside your race to take the other race, right?
To help you on what you were saying,
All right.
I know a lot of people who chose the new school system. Some of them I won't say their ages now. I've known them for about 9 years.
Don't giggle it though. It's cold.
I've known them for about 10 years. They're still practicing the new school system, no husband, no boyfriend. They make good money, they have good professions, they're still single. So the new school system is not working.
Can we all say it?
My sister changed it.
Okay, let me say something though. This might be a generalization, but the older I get, the more, if you want to say I'm generalizing, you can. But I'm just speaking out of personal perspective and experience. I live in Los Angeles, California, and I've noticed no matter how independent you are as a lady, right? When you need that man, you need that man. It just is what it is.
Yes.
And
could that be the reason why some people are become lesbians because they
No,
try
hold
to go
on,
far
hold on.
and
You
act like they don't really need that man and end up.
What about you? You know,
wanting-
what you're saying makes sense, but I need people to understand that this thing we are wearing here, you know what this is?
Time.
Time. It moves.
And it doesn't favor the
And
the
this time
female, so-
moves only this direction.
But okay.
It doesn't move
Okay.
this direction.
Okay, so
Because I know our audience.
Right.
Because I know our audience. They're gonna ask, right? What about you guys?
Okay, let me answer about us. Me, personally, I'm old school and new school combined as a man. People that know me, everybody that let me know, if you come to this place, I'll cook for you. I'll cook, I'll clean. That was a
Pascal!
don't you believe me?
I believe it was the cooking one though, but there's you've been cleaning.
I clean. I don't even use the Oyibo.
Okay, hold on. How about if she's sitting on this chair and you're sweeping and she goes like this?
And she goes,
Wait to see.
You know what I would do?
Sitting on that leg.
You know what I would do? You know what I would do?
You sweep both our legs and the floor. Well, honestly, it's a good thing you brought that topic up.
No,
Okay.
for real.
Yeah.
I believe I'm both old and new school. I embrace both.
And I believe you.
I cook and clean.
Yes.
And I braid my daughter's hair. I'll have to learn it. You know, that's how much old school I guess I am. You know, is that
No,
new school?
that's new school.
Hold
That's
on,
new school,
hold
right?
on. My friend, I have a friend of mine. You know Patrick?
Yeah.
Patrick is a good friend of mine. He has his own bad side, but Patrick was one that I looked at him and I said, wow, I need to take care of my daughter like this. Patrick does the same thing that you just said.
I pray
Okay, now let me ask this question. Sorry,
No, go ahead.
let me ask you this question. Do you think that is because we live in America?
Well,
That we are now
it helps though. It helps that we live in America because it kind of broadens your perspective, because African mentality, because of environment, the society trains you to be
Because imagine you're in Nigeria. You're in Nigeria.
Well, the thing about Nigeria, first of all, if I was in Nigeria, I will have maids that I wouldn't have to touch my daughter's hair. That's how it is.
That is true.
At the level of life you're living,
Right.
I give you an example. If I lived in Nigeria, at my level, I would have like 3 or 4 drivers.
Correct.
But you have a maid right there. That's a maid right there. Aren't you Pascal's maid?
I bet, hold on. No, okay. You see, the first time I tried to have a driver here, it was too hard to keep up with the driver because the payment every month. I felt that as a business boy from Igbo land, I could use that money to help people in the village. So I felt like I could use that
Why
money.
are you giving them the tradition? He's a Yoruba man now.
My name
You're not supposed to give him.
My name is Olanewaju. My name is
This is
Olanewaju.
this is
Only said you maybe is my name. You know that, right? Okay.
This is only Yoruba man that is minority, but they always start from.
Well, I think we should.
Hold on, let's go. Let's go conclusion. Okay, my own conclusion. You understand?
Yeah.
My conclusion: if old school, if you have tried the new school for years and you are getting to 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and you have a good profession, you're making good money, you're beautiful, and at 36, 37, 38, 40, no ring on your finger. My sister, forget the new school, it's not working for me. Go back to old school.
That is with the assumption that they want a man, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay, yeah.
yes. That's no, it's not an assumption. Let me tell you something.
They usually do.
There's a fish in my village. My name is Atuma. Atuma, my last name is Atuma. Atuma is the name of the biggest fish in our river. When people don't have money to buy the fish, they say that fish has big head. That's why we don't have money to buy it. Wow.
And they will go for smaller
Wow,
fish.
they go for smaller fish.
Wow.
So when they see people when they kill Atuma, they take Atuma to the people that have the money to buy it.
Oh wow.
That's good.
And you have to come to the table.
I'm being real. I'm not being real. So, but when people that don't have the money to buy the fish, they say, "Oh, I don't like Atuma fish because it's got big head." So, if you're a woman, no woman in this world at 35, 36, 37, 38, 35, 40 that doesn't want a man. That's a lie.
I love that. What do you think? Remember, the topic is as the modern day woman wants to talk
Oh
about.
my goodness.
If the
I thought you already concluded now. How many times did you conclude?
Let me finish. If the new school is not working, my sister, drop it. Go with old school.
Oh, yeah.
You will survive.
Go ahead.
That's my conclusion.
As far as going too far, when in Europeans they call it football, and Americans we call it soccer. And soccer, after the game has been played and there's extra time left, they call it stoppage time or injury time, right?
Yes.
There are a lot of women out there that are in what we call injury time. They've reached a certain age bracket. so I would just ask you, those of you that are in injury time, you know what your injury time is. You know what that is. I won't give a specific age.
Yeah, because adding the biological consequences.
Biological consequences.
So if you have whatever strategy you've been using for the last 30 some odd 40 years or whatever, 50 years for some of you, you may want to consider switching that up or trying some other things.
Or bringing a substitute.
In soccer, they'll bring substitute in to come and try something different. So, all jokes aside, expectations for me is a big thing. What do you expect from your mate? What do you expect to do?
But the topic is don't get rid of
No.
Has it gone too far?
Has it gone too far? Do I think it's gone too far? Of course, it's gone way too far. If you ask me, and I know I'm going to sound like a misogynistic, chauvinistic pig. I don't care.
Oh my God!
I don't. And
you're not. I know you very well. You're not.
Yeah. And I'm not at all. And I really believe in equality. I really believe that men and women should be equal. It does not work.
Okay.
But
to piggyback on what you said, I do believe in equality.
Yeah.
But I also do believe in common sense. There are certain things that we just do better, and there are certain things that women do better.
You know what?
It just hands
down. On that.
It just is what it is.
On that.
It is what it is.
Stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your lane.
Play your position.
And it's nothing to do with roles. It's just the fact that naturally, all our shoulders are naturally broader than a woman's shoulder. It's just
except for Lisa Leslie's.
Oh
maybe.
Gosh.
I'm sorry. Did I say that all?
Oh wow! All right.
Have you concluded that?
No. But as I said earlier, right? Has it gone too far? I mean, everything is balanced. Okay. But what I do not like is this box of you have to do it this way in order to fall. It's just that's so cliche and so corny. Understand yourself, respect your personal values. And, just enjoy the old school, the new school way. Be free, equality, all that is great. But just, there's a balance.
Okay. And my conclusion. Well, earlier in this conversation, I told you guys about my one of my exes, that was doing my laundry and doing all the stuff, cooking and cleaning. And her girlfriend was saying that she's a fool.
And her girlfriend is still single.
Her girlfriend is still single. Okay. And because of time has passed, we've gone through different experiences in life. They had a conversation recently, and her girlfriend called her and said, wow, when you were with Ike back in the days, you were much happier. Yeah. This is what her friend told her.
Yes, and you told me.
Yeah. Well, in my conclusion, my conclusion is, do what makes you happy. Don't let your happiness be determined by
what your friends
standards.
I think.
And let them remember that misery loves company.
Exactly. That's deep. So that just summed it up.
That's conclusion.
That's conclusion.